Andy, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm doing great. Well, I'm
Yeah,
I'm learning
great is awesome.
along the way. Yeah.
And divine reflection came in and left, huh?
It keeps coming. So
Well,
um
happy Friday.
so how are you? Thank you.
I'm good.
Good,
I'm
good,
good.
good. You
Adriana's
know,
coming downstairs. I know I can see Tom.
okay, I just want to tell you this is amazing. I really appreciate this, and you guys have a
Oh,
great
Andy,
energy. Oh
thank
man.
you. Thank you for coming. You really make it you make it wonderful every time you share, and I really appreciate it.
Really? I'm such a mouse.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Thank you.
Good morning, Amma E.
Morning.
Oh, she's gone. I feel like if I can say hello to people fast enough, I've got a fighting chance at making them stay, but it's not true. I don't have any power over making them
Mm.
stay at all.
There is some sort of energy. There is some sort of energy we can work with, though. Honestly, yeah. But I don't
Yeah,
know I don't know the secret yet. Totally.
okay, good. Me neither. If you find, let me know, and
I will. I
vice versa.
promise.
Yeah.
You know, I'll say it. Hi, Tom. Morning.
All right.
Good morning.
Hey, Christy. Good morning.
Morning, Adriana. Morning, Christine.
Good
Good
morning.
morning,
You
my
can hear me, right?
friend. Good morning. Yeah.
Yes, Tom.
Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if you got my message,
Yep.
Tom. I tried. I can't post because I have to spend
Yeah,
$50 in my account.
yeah.
What is that?
I saw that. I didn't know that existed, but they probably just want to make sure that people buy from them.
You
So
know,
that's what I would suspect. Don't. I'll look into it a little bit further on what Barnes and Apple and these other ones that have it might have if they've got something like that too. But
okay.
anyways,
Oops.
you're trying. I did send you an email. You should have got it saying that I'd look into it. And don't worry about it. But I
Oh,
appreciate your
okay. I hadn't looked
effort.
yet this
Okay.
morning. Okay, no
All right.
problem.
Thank you.
I think all the birds are in the backyard. I'm in the front yard today. There's a few, but mostly in the backyard. There's a lot. I'll tell you what. Really had to like pull in the Course in Miracles early this morning in all my practice. But it really rounded things up for me, just to let y'all know. I really had to pull it in. I was like, wait, but it wasn't too far. It still was within grasp, so that was good. No big crazy story. It's just like, the mind stuff. That's all.
Well, I did too this morning. I needed to do that too. And good morning, Dr. Natalie. Thank you for the invite to come talk privately. But I bet you meant this. I'm going to quickly go ahead and invite everybody up to speak. And I'll be ready to go in just a moment. Actually, everything's all ready to go. I'm just getting my coffee, so you're all waiting on me. I'm sorry. But you're all welcome to come up and talk for a minute, and then we'll get going with our reading, lesson 112.
You know, I'm modded, and Adrian, I think I'll go back down. You could bring me up, okay? Because yeah,
Hi,
maybe.
Andy. Wait up. Where are you?
She's going out.
Ah,
I'm modded right now. I was gonna go
That's
down in the
okay.
audience and have you bring me back up.
leave it. Don't worry. I'm waiting for Lee to make me moderator, but I can do it myself, I guess. Don't worry. Give me a moment. You can keep
I did it for
moderators.
you.
Ah, great. Thank you. Wow, that's a moderation. Very good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, lately sometimes I'm jumping in here really quick before you, so that's what's happening probably.
Thank you very much, my friend. And good morning, everybody. We are going to start in a bit.
Good morning, Adriana, everyone.
Morning, everyone.
All
Good morning,
right.
everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys.
Good
Thank you
morning.
so much for joining us. I've got our reading. Today's a review lesson, and so it'll be short and sweet. We'll have plenty of time to share this morning for sure. Lesson 112 reviews or summarizes lessons 93 and 94. 93 was light and joy and peace abide in me. Lesson 94 is I am as God created me. 93. Light and joy and peace abide in me. I'm the home of light and joy and peace. I welcome light and joy and peace into the home I share with God because I'm part of God. Lesson 94 is I am as God created me. I will remain forever as I was, created by the changeless, like God Himself. And I am one with God, and God is one with me. Every hour, we're going to repeat to ourselves, light and joy and peace abide in me. And every half hour, we're going to remind ourselves that I am as God created me. You can add perfect, whole, and complete to that if you need to remember exactly how God created you, because you are perfect, whole, and complete. And that is the entire lesson. It's simple today. Today we are light and joy and peace because we are as God created us. So let's take a minute and let that sink deep into our minds. I'll read through some notes of why light and joy and peace abide in me. Light and joy and peace abide in me is interesting from the standpoint of how ACIM approaches the subject. Rather than question your own egoic beliefs about yourself and try and convince you that these beliefs are incorrect, ACIM ignores your negative beliefs about yourself entirely. Instead, A Course in Miracles approaches this topic from a very different reference point. They simply state that since your beliefs about yourself are not in accordance with God's will, they are meaningless. God only knows us how He created us, as He created us, perfect, whole, and complete. We are the Son of God, our big S self, and part of the unity of the one self. Our egoic fantasies about ourselves are meaningless because they have no ability to change the truth about how God created us or God's will for us. Although we can deny our divine inheritance, our denial cannot change the truth that we remain as God created us. Our denial creates an illusory world of provisional reality in which our egoic little s self pretends he is something that he is not. The ego argues for our limitations, claiming we are the separate and different from our Creator. It denies our true big S self, our higher self, and argues for our littleness. This delusional little s self that we've created within our own mind is not how God knows His creation. Instead, it's merely an illusion within our own split mind. It's interesting that the image of our little s self is neither good or bad. It's simply unreal and nothing more than that. Oh. Neither good nor bad. Nothing more than that. It has no ability to change the truth of who we are. It has no ability to affect anything that's real, and therefore, like all egoic thinking, it's truly meaningless. Egoic thinking is based on uncertainty and requires judgment. It's based on perception, not reality. Actually, it's based on it's based on perception, not reality. Knowledge is certain and real because it is shared. Knowledge is certain and real because it is shared within the mind of God. The will of God is our true reality. We remain as God's beloved child with whom He is well pleased. Our egoic thinking has no ability to impact our higher self, since our sinlessness is guaranteed by God, and there is nothing that our ego can do to change that reality. We've mistakenly followed the fear-based thought system of the ego. This is obviously a mistake, but not a sin. An illusion cannot harm truth, for truth just is. Unlike a sin, which would require punishment, a mistake only requires correction. Correction only asks that you accept the truth and that you remain as God created you. To correct your mistakes, the Holy Spirit merely advises that you accept the at-one-ment, the atonement for yourself. All right, let's take a big, deep breath and become reacquainted with where we are touching the surface beneath us. What's supporting us supports us completely. We're not standing on quicksand here, people. Take a deep breath and know that Mother Earth supports you completely. That God flowing through everything here is part of your oneness and wholeness. Each of us, in reality, are shining parts of God, dressed up in our own little individualistic outfits, here for an adventure, here for an entertaining, educational adventure. We were wondering, what would it be like if we were separate from God? What would it be like to be an individuated aspect of God? And here we are, just like we asked. So let's take this blessing to heart, because only God gets to play games like this, where we go into life and we inhabit a body and we test things out. The problem happened to be that we took ourselves a little bit too seriously. And that happens, and we can forgive it. That's one of the ways we're taking care of ourselves today. Light and joy and peace abide in me, inside of me. Searching for them outside is just going to be frustrating, because they're there in us. That's where we reside. You all look magnificent, every single one of you, because you are as God created you, perfect, whole, and complete. Today, we will remain forever as God created us. God is changeless, omnipotent, beyond time, and we are one with Him, just like He is one with us. So, here we are, a nice deep state, taking this lesson to heart. I am as God created me. Perfect light, perfect joy, perfect peace abides within me. Take another nice deep breath. Fill your lungs. Let your belly expand so your lungs can fill up even deeper, and hold that breath. And then let go with control. Today we will be at home, forever with our God, in light and joy and peace. And so it is. And like I said, short reading this morning, short session, but the value will come with repetition today. So as we come up on 7 o'clock in the morning, the top of the hour, where the hands come to the top, that's when we want to remember light and joy and peace abide in me. Taking that message to heart at the top of every hour today. I have a clock behind me that rings at the top of the hour. It says, rings the number of hours, and then at the bottom it's got one little bing. So at the bottom of the hour, I'll remember I am as God created me. I will remain forever as I was, created by the changeless, like Himself. Dad's blue planner has all the details we need. I love my dad. What a great guy. Today, our Father will guide us. We are as God created us, filled with light and joy and peace. And so it is, my friends. Take it to heart with you today. Have a fantastic day. And come up here and tell me what you think. I'd certainly love to know if you have any stories of how the book got you. And sorry to call you out, Lucy, but it seems like you're brand new, so I want to welcome you. Make sure that you know that you're welcome here. This is a morning lesson that we read from A Course in Miracles. My dad, Bob, and I, and Tom, and Adriana have been doing this since the beginning of the year. And before that, we read through the text. But today, it's the 112th day of the year, so reading lesson 112. I'd sure love to know how the book found you or you found the book, if you've got a little bit of time and you can talk. And if you can't, that's okay too. But that's one of the things that's pretty interesting. It seems like this book has a way of persisting in trying to find us and make us read it until we finally do. So a lot of times it makes a neat story. Or anybody else. Santiago, I'm not sure if I heard yours either. But if anybody's got one, that would be great. Or if you just want to reflect on today's lesson, that's great too. I am as God created me. Light and joy and peace abide in me. And I'm done talking. My girlfriend told me I made Colombian coffee really well this morning. I'm proud of that too. I hope you all have a wonderful light-filled day today.
When I gotta say that as always, this lessons comes to me like a little bit in advance. This morning I woke up like very early, more than usual. And normally it's Lee who wakes up first than me, but today I was the one who woke up. And I don't know, I felt so light, so cool, so okay with everything. And we have a beautiful morning. We were laughing. We were watching things about the Spanish language, and it really now that I'm seeing the lesson, I understand why my good mood this morning. For a moment, something that we were just reading on I don't know if it was social media from Lee or something that he found that for a moment a post came in and it was like a moment of ego that was that was coming into our way, and we could really easily let it go, right? I mean, it was really easily uh, yeah, taken away
It was
from
my
our,
ego, though. This was definitely mine.
yeah, yeah. Another party of blame and guilt, and I was no, that is not like that.
Thanks for straightening me out.
Yeah, it was not, no, let's not take this outside of us, and we get to move quickly from fear to love again and have a joyful morning. I mean, waking up this morning was really full of laughter, right? It was a good morning. I hope
Yes,
everybody
absolutely.
here had that kind of experiences today, because it seems like joy is added to the light today. I mean, yesterday was again, remember that light is the strength of God, and now is light as well with joy. So let's have a joyful Friday. So we have to take it as an opportunity to be joyful without excuses, because it is Friday. So how is everybody?
Hi. I, you know what? I was thinking about something about yesterday. I thought yesterday was amazing. Just the, just the I don't know. I would, and I started to talk about how even when we're children and somebody kind of gets hurt and we laugh. I was thinking about this this morning. I know I sound so crazy when I say stuff like that, but but anyway, that to me is like probably the expression that I have. I don't know why, but it just is. And I was thinking about how we can bring joy to any moment because, uh, there was a story. This is going to make me sound even crazier, but I'm okay. I'm about to do it anyway. But it was so much fun because I'm willing to go out on the limb. That's why. But my mother and I, oh, we were so close, and we were walking through a supermarket. Well, we were actually leaving the supermarket, a supermarket that she worked in after she retired, and that was one of her days off. And she was a very, she was a, she was a tiny person, and so she would always wear heels too, so that she made herself look taller, right? Well, she caught her she caught her little pointy the pointy toe part underneath it. Well, we live where there's a lot of snow and slush and whatnot, and it was winter time, so they had all the mats out, to catch that snow and stuff, and there was a ripple in the mat, and she caught her toe. I'm sorry. She caught her toe underneath this ripple, and we were chit-chatting away, and the next thing you know, I look over at her and she was completely horizontal with the the ground, but she had to be 3 feet off the ground, horizontal with it. And I was like looking at her like, what's going on? And she was very large breasted, and I saw her take a nosedive, like she was heavier on top, and she took a nosedive. But what was so interesting was that her arms were like parallel. I
Oh
mean, they
my
were like
God.
they were they were like down to her sides. So she wasn't even trying to catch herself. So I was like, so she went down, and I'm like, oh my God, mom. And I'm cracking up. I could hardly talk. And I'm like, are you okay? It was just the vision that I perceived that was hysterical. And she started laughing too, but she wasn't really moving. I'm like, don't move. Because I'm like, I didn't know if she was okay. But at the same time, she's laughing. All of a sudden her boss comes running over. He's like, Joyce, Joyce. He's like, are you okay? And he sees that we can't even talk. We're laughing so hard. We couldn't talk. He starts laughing. we were
My
sti-
God.
we were like on the floor, all three of us, busting laughing. I'm telling you, it felt like it went on and on and on. And at some point it had to come to an end. It usually comes to an end with tears in the eyes like that. But it was such a great experience actually for all of us. And she spoke about it later many times. And yeah, I just thought I would share that because and then there was another time when she was going in to have her lung removed. She had lung cancer, and she was going in to have this full lung removed. And they were telling her, they were telling everybody, it was possible that she'd go on a ventilator. She was the first person to have a full lung removed. Like, she's in a history book. And and they were telling us that she may not even make it off the ventilator, and this and that. And I was like, she's like, okay. And she's saying goodbye to everybody. And I'm like, hell no, you're not saying goodbye to me, lady. You know, you are my, she was like, we were double trouble. And I'm like, there's no way. And I said, we're going to sing to you actually. And we sang a song, when the saints go marching in, and we were like guided, like following her gurney into the emergency room. And she was cracking up. Well, she came off even after the surgery. He's like, well, this was the first time. It seems it was a success, but she is on a ventilator, and this was after the surgery. And he's like, and honestly, be prepared that she may not come off of it because this was such a you know a huge chance, but they had to take it, of course. So she came off of it within a couple hours. She was working two jobs 6 weeks later, and she always mentioned,
Wow.
Andrea, you kept me, you know. Then she had open heart surgery and everything 2 years later and still survived it. And she said because it had to do with me. Then she had to have chemo, or I mean, radiation. And she's like, I made her walk a mile after every radiation treatment. And she's like, I never got tired. I always felt great. And that's what it is to joy. You can find it in any place, honestly. Well,
Oh,
that's my
Andy,
share.
wow. Thank you. Holy
Oh, what
cow,
a
Andy.
wonderful
Wonderful.
story. My God, I love you. You made me crack. I mean, I was laughing out loud because with
She
the story.
was. I could barely hear you over her laughter. You're killing her over there. It's so funny. Oh my
It's
Yeah.
goodness.
because it's because you made me remind that we were getting some couches. I mean, all the moving that we had to do with Lee and me here in this new apartment. We did it ourselves because we are just beginning this new life, and we have to just be uh, self-sufficient. So we had to bring everything between the two of us. So we were bringing these couches, and one couch got stuck in an entrance in a way where we were like in each side of the couch, but far from the entrance. So he had to or climb the couch or jumped on top of it. As he was going to jump, and I was, no, you're not gonna jump. That is too huge. Climb it. And he listened to me, and he started to climb the couch. And it was so funny because he had to stretch his legs in a way that he looked like, I don't know, an Olympian gymnastics team or something. He was making
I
some.
was basically just like your mom. Really short. My arms couldn't reach the floor. It was terrible.
And I was in the other side. So I mean, I was laughing. I couldn't move the couch because I was laughing so hard because all of his movements. So it brought me joy, that the story, and the story that you told about your mom made me remember that my mother, when she had cancer as well, she had breast cancer, and when she started to have the diagnosis and all the treatments, and she always tell me, no, Adriana, I do take the recommendations from everybody, but I don't. I mean, I do listen to them, and I just receive it with a smile because I know that comes from love, but I never took them like to go and do them. I mean, the advices from other people. She said, I always remain myself apart from any perception from others, because I wanted to live this process by myself. And she was always so joyful. Every time that my mom had surgery, major surgery, she made the nurses laugh, the doctors laugh. She made everybody laugh around her, and every single surgery that she had to endure was really great. So I think it is a specific ingredient of healing and wellness, the joy. And it's
Yes.
beautiful that your mom name is Joyce because it has to do with joy. So
Yes.
it's a
Joy
beautiful
heals.
story. Yeah, joy
Thank
is
you.
the one who heals. Yeah, exactly. So thank you for your sharing today. It was wonderful. It brings joy to my day too.
Yeah, thank you, Andy. That was so funny and beautiful and delightful, and I could just feel it, the tickle, about being there, and um, yeah, that was great. Thank you. I had an interesting mom situation yesterday with bringing my mom home. My mom's home, guys. She's back.
Good.
Yay.
Great.
Beautiful.
Yay.
Aw.
Beautiful, Janine. I told you that woman is not going to stay there. Don't worry. I told you that. It's so great to know.
Thank you, Adriana. Thank you, everybody, for your well wishes and prayers and everything. And but my mother is so hilarious. I had a lot of funny moments with my mom yesterday. She is so feisty. My mother's 88, And everybody always tells her, you don't, she's the doctor is saying, oh, you don't, what? How old are you? You don't look 88. She's like, oh, you're just saying. They're like, no, really, you don't look 88. You look like at the most like early 70s, late 60s. And her spirit and her voice doesn't sound, some seniors have the crack in their voice. She has none of that. Her voice to me sounds like it did when I was young. I was a girl, because it's kind of has this sing-songy sound to it. And she can't hear all that well sometimes, and that's funny too. Not the fact that she can't hear, but she wants to know everything and hear everything. So as I was leaving the house yesterday, preparing to go get her, mutual friend of ours, and um, she's both our friends. I'm 56. Our friend is like 62, maybe, or 60. I can't remember how old Cynthia is. She's early 60s. And then there's my mom. She's both our friends. So she had called me because she's not far from us. And then it's like she's the next town over, and her car was in the shop. And she calls me. She's like, my car's still not ready. I'm wandering around the town. I went to a coffee shop. I went to the library. And she says, they must think I'm a hooker because I'm wearing a shirt, a short skirt. She's joking. And she's walking around the town. They're probably like, who is this woman wandering around for a couple hours? So she said, what are you doing? She says, I said, well, I'm getting ready to go get mom. Yes, so you want to come? She's like, yes, please come get me. So I went and get her. And that really uplifted my day, because I was kind of having some struggles, my business and my mind, too much in my mind still. And just seeing her, she just makes me laugh. And so we go get my mom, and just my mom was surprised because she just was expecting me. And just everything was funny. Like, and we were sitting across the room, and the TV was on, but it was on low. And we were sitting on this little low couch, and we were making comments about things on the television. My mom's, what? What? Yeah, you're not listening to me. You two are having a conversation. What are you talking about? She says, didn't you? I said, Mom, I heard you. I answered her and everything. And she's like, no, you're not listening. I'm not going to talk anymore. And so we had our mask off in the room, and all of a sudden I look over at Cynthia. Her mouth is bound like with this big mask. It's like, I'm not gonna talk. I said, Cynthia, you're mad. She's like, well, she said that we're not listening. I'm not gonna talk anymore. It just to look over at her and see this mask on her. She's got this big mask with lace around it. She likes lace and it matches her outfit. And to turn and see it back on because of what my mom said, it was just so many funny things.
She
And
had her mouth bound like as if she got tied up.
yeah, because
Like
my
a
mother said we weren't listening, so she said she wasn't going to talk anymore. Like it was,
That's
and
so cute.
yeah, and we just had a good time bringing her home, and I think she started to forget, to be honest, because when she got out of the bed, she told the nurse, "I'm going to walk downstairs," and we're like, "Huh?" And we both heard her.
Oh, was she on antibiotics? That can do that to them. That can make them a little delusional for a bit. Was
No, no antibiotics, but
oh.
other meds, and so we walked her out to the hallway. And we're like, are you okay? She's like, where's the wheelchair? Aren't you taking me down? She says to the nurse, or I'm like, Mom, you said you were walking downstairs. That's what, no, I didn't. I didn't say that. I said, but Mom, I heard you. I was like, Cynthia, didn't you hear her? I wouldn't say that. It was just funny, but yeah, you find joy in the smallest moments. And we just had a good time yesterday. And then we went out to eat, and that was funny too. And just a great day.
And I think I relate to her just because her birthday was a day before mine, so I feel like I know that energy, and I know that energy all right. So I can
Yes.
imagine.
My mother is so feisty. She kept staff hopping, something isn't right. She's like, da 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 da, da, and she lets them have it. Like one nurse was trying to make her, I think, take a suppository. That was the first thing that was, because she had
Not
some
happening.
bowel issues. Yeah. And it was a young man who was training as a nurse. And she comes in. She's like, oh, well, we're having, I guess I'll make up a name, John is going to give you a suppository. She's like, no, he's not. She's like, no. She's like, I'm not having a suppository. No, thank you. And sends them away. And then I think they wanted to give her a heparin shot because I guess, you're laying around and they don't want your blood to get thick. So a couple hours later, the same nurse comes back. We're giving you a heparin shot. But no, I don't want a heparin shot. No, you're not giving me a heparin shot. So she doesn't let anybody boss her. Like, I don't have to worry about
Good for her,
her
though.
speaking up for herself in the medical system, even though I have sometimes, but love moms. Moms are the best, and such a blessing. And I think our kids are here to, like Andy, you're a blessing for your mom and help keep her spirits up. My daughter does that for me because she's got a really dry sense of humor. And she just says things out of the blue and just with a straight face that is hilarious, just dry. Like we were watching this reality show and this guy, and I will think what she's thinking. Like she's like, oh, he looks like a bird. You know, like not to say anything bad about the person, just like, oh, he looks like a bird. And I'm like, yeah, he kind of does look like a bird. Like, and I have this thing where people look like animals anyway. So we are big animals, I suppose, the top of the food chain, I suppose. So, but anyway, I'm rambling and being silly, but thank you for letting me
No, don't
share.
worry. It's a good sharing today.
That's the
Really
point
laughing.
of the room. It's joy and silliness, really. I think the point of the day was about joy, and silliness brings joy, I think. So, I don't know. It's an energy, right?
Yeah,
That's
and I don't
exactly
know
what it
if
is.
yes, and I don't know if it happens to you, but it really the book presents the lessons like with a little bit of a so it's like the energy of the lesson in some form that comes to us in different forms. I mean, well, in different scenarios, but it's the same. No, I mean, I was wondering this morning while I was getting ready, like, wow, this is a good way to start the day. I'm feeling so like, yeah, ticklish or happy. I mean, nothing can change my mind in this moment to just be happy. And I was curious about it, and now I see the lesson, and now I understand.
Well, did we talk about being ticklish yesterday? About the hormones that
Mm,
kind of happened that
No,
we
I don't
did.
think we
ah,
did.
We did or didn't?
We did
no,
not. Please
Okay,
no.
tell us
because
about your
I get
ticklish
No, we
hormone.
talk about the child mind, the child mind that always laughs about everything because
maybe
it
it was
doesn't
Janine
have
and I.
any judgment.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think you said
Oh,
something about feeling tingly all over your body or something
no,
like that.
tickle. I feel a
Tickle.
tickle.
Oh,
Yeah.
tickling.
Like
Okay.
when I feel this kind of joy that we're talking about, I mean, and
Ah,
even
yes,
it
at the beginning, you did mention
often.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, often. Oh, yeah, often I feel a tickle in my body, and I feel like it has to do with when I feel that kind of joy. I think that it's releasing like dopamine and serotonin and oxytocin and stuff like that because like it's not like I don't know. I think it does, and it just creates more joy. It just keeps creating from there. Uh, and that's how probably. I mean, I just feel like, why do I get a physical sensation of like a tickle throughout my whole body? It's everywhere, and it makes me giggly, and it makes me feel like just really joyful. But it's actually a physical, must be releasing a physical chemical as well. So that mind and body experience.
I really feel like the longer we work at this stuff, the more integrated we become. I feel more integrated with my body in a way that I hadn't before. Something that kind of releases, I don't know, maybe it's giving ourselves permission, but we are the home of light and joy and peace. That is the message we're coming back to over and over. And so there's no better medicine, right? This is the ultimate medicine. When we laugh and we're joyful, nothing brings health to us faster. Thank you guys so much for reminding us of this. It's wonderful.
I found some cat videos last night on YouTube, and I just love cats. and it was just so funny. And animals have a way of really making you joyful. Um, Actually, the first one I looked at was a goat video, and so I'm watching this goat video, and this guy does a backflip in front of the goats, like right away, like boom, and one of the goats just falls out, boom, over on its side, and it's stiff, like rigor mortis stiff, like all four legs are pointed, and it doesn't move, and it kind of rocks back and forth, and they were cracking up, and I said, "What the heck?" And then it was more goat videos of people scaring goats and goats falling over, and I didn't know goats had that ability. Maybe this is, I guess, it's a protective mechanism to, against predators or something. But if you scare a goat, apparently they'll just fall over. Sometimes if you scare them well enough and like really rigor mortis stiff, they look dead. And then they'll come out of it after a few seconds. And, you know, and it's really, really funny. So I don't know if you can find that on YouTube, but that had me going. And then the cat videos had me going. Um, it makes me want to get another cat, you know. It's like for all the trouble the animals bring you, but they bring you double, triple the joy. So I'm thinking about getting another one because the one we have is my daughter's, and she's truly my daughter's cat. We've never had a cat like her. She's very responsive. Like, the cat's back was to my daughter, and I was in my daughter's room when the cat was on the bed, and we're talking about her. We're saying, yeah, Toffee did this and that and the other. And Toffee's looking at me and she made some funny face with her mouth. I'm like, Toffee, what are you doing? And my daughter says, Toffee. And she spins around and looks at it like a person. And, if you call somebody and they turn around and look at you, she's that kind of cat. And she's very vocal. Like if she comes down the steps and I'm like, hey, Toffee, what's going on? Hi, kitty. She's like, wow, wow, wow. She just answers. And it's so cute. She is the cutest, most fun bundle of soft, furry joy. Yeah. I know a lot of you guys have pets, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just to look at my little dog, he's got like it looks like he's got a straight mouth all the time, like straight across, and it's so funny because it just always looks like he's so serious. I'm always like, why so serious? Why are you so serious? It's cute. But I mean, I don't know. I'll forget it.
Come
Well,
on.
I was Andy, I was I was finding the etymology of the word joys, but it's funny because in English comes from rejoice, and then when I go to rejoice, it leads me again to joy. I mean, it's a circular reference, and nobody tells me like a specific thing in the first results on Google. But when I go into Spanish, joy is alegría, and alegría comes from being fast, like being cheerful, and it has to do with wings too, like having wings, have speed, like have have the capacity of yeah, of go as fast as you can. So it's funny to find this kind of interpretations or origins on these kind of words, to have a little bit of more meaning. And finding this etymology in Spanish, there's another interesting thing. I didn't know that internet has a like a saint. Like, how do you say when you have a saint that represents you or something? Do you have a name for it? Well, the thing is that internet has a saint, and it's San Isidoro de Sevilla. And I didn't knew that. That is another thing that makes me laugh today, because now internet has a holy person in the kingdom of the holiness. and I didn't know that. Well, and I guess that today I am the home of light and joy and peace. So, welcome everybody.
We'd love to hear from Divine, Monica,
Yes.
Tamra, if you guys have anything you'd love to share. And it doesn't have to be a long one today. We don't have to, but it would be nice to hear
Mm-hmm.
from you. Or you, Dad. Either way.
I want to say grand rising to my family. I'm just so grateful for each and every one. Thank you.
It's really amazing. Um, I have so many things from the past that I think about when I hear you. I don't know how else to say this, but I hear you girls giggling and having this great time with things that are just, and seeing the silliness of things that we do. I have a bunch of stuff from the past that I really, 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 really want to get done. And I have a fantastic array of future events that are beckoning me to do this and do that and do this and do that. And there's pressure on it. There's money pressures. There's time pressures, and all of that in the future. And yet we're having right now in the present, and that's the biggest present there is. And as we said yesterday, it's the presence of this joy in life where everything else can be put aside for some laughter, for some joy, for some just being together. And if anyone is new to Course in Miracles today, they probably think we're a bunch of nuts, because we're having a good time. You're not supposed to have such a good time in life the way it is today. Something's awry here. So I'm really enjoying watching and listening to all of this. I woke up with about 20 tons of pressure on my shoulders. And the only question is, what do I do first? What do I sink into? And the good thing is, there's plenty to do to occupy every moment, but never to the point of forgetting the presence of the present moment. There's something so beautiful to just stop for a few moments every morning and remember where all of this is coming from. Um, you have shown me this morning that you can laugh about anything. What a wonderful gift that is. And I'm just really just enjoying right now. I'm enjoying everyone. I'm enjoying our group that is full of peace, the kind of peace that we wish for other people, and we're enjoying it. And it's pretty wonderful. So I don't have anything new to say. I don't have anything from the past to say. I'm just enjoying the present moment. Thank you.
I am too. I feel really at peace and joy today. And I was reflecting again. It's nice when the past does bring you joy to pull from those moments. And I don't know why when people fall, it's funny. I don't know why that makes us laugh, but it just does. I guess because we're supposed to be upright and serious all the time. And it's good to be able to laugh at yourself in those moments. Because I tend to do that myself. Like if I fall, I laugh. That's usually the first thing I do. And I remember riding my bike around here.
I was about to say specific that the biggest thing that can make me
No,
laugh is a fall. And when
Adriana.
somebody falls, I'm sorry, what happened?
What's going on over there? But I was riding my bike around here, and there was a difference in I think I was at the side of the road, but I had to get up on the curb because there was just no more room for the bike on the road. and there was like some kind of, I guess it was concrete, and all of a sudden there was grass, and the bike got caught on the grass some kind of way, and I don't know what happened, but I did the slow motion fall off the bike. It was hilarious, and
My God, that is so funny. I mean,
and
really,
I
that
just
is.
went sideways, slow motion, and tumbled into the grass. It was hilarious. I was like, if somebody's looking at me, they are probably cracking up because I'm cracking up because I can see how weird I looked.
I'm cracking up right now.
Literally, it was in
You
slow motion because I was allowing it to happen, but I wasn't falling quick. Like my arms were outstretched, and I just tumbled slowly with the bike onto the grass. It's like, okay, that happened.
I
Oh
did
my
this
God.
I did this weird thing where I slipped on the ice, and well, I knew that there was ice, and I had my stupid Ugg boots on. How do you Uggs do not work with ice, okay? Nobody ever tried that at home. I was walking. I decided to walk across the sidewalk. Everything was ice. First of all, we had like a little ice storm type deal, and I had to walk my dog. I just had to do it, and so I took a step, and the sidewalk was on a slant. So I took a step, and there I went, and I flipped onto my back, and I slid down this hill. The fall was, well. First, I slammed onto my hip, then I bounced onto my back, then I slid down the hill. And I'm like, you know, I
My
I just
God, I
I
can't
know
picture you.
it was so
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
And I live in a retirement community, and I'm like, everybody sees every fucking thing, but nobody wanted to stick their head out and see if I was all right. No, I know there was 1,000 eyes on me because there always is. And they're always sitting in the rocking chair at the window. Sorry, just it. They just are.
They were all laughing. They couldn't go to
Maybe
you to
that was
see you.
it.
They were all laughing. They were busy.
That's probably what happened.
No, that I don't know what it is about the falls. I mean, if it is some kind of falling like those that you were mentioning, that really is not that big, like accident. For me, it's like the most laughable thing in the world. I don't know. It's like somebody's tickling me. I can't even like help probably because for me, seeing somebody falling in those dumb ways or silly ways is so hilarious. Why is that? I mean, I always wonder what what is that what is that I found so amusing. I mean, so ticklish about somebody falling because it's really the you can tell me a joke and I will laugh, but if somebody falls, it's like the most
A really good
laughable thing that
question.
I can find. I don't know what it
Oh,
is
either, but I'm one of those that do that, and so yeah, don't fall in front of me. Actually, and then I get really pissed when I get hurt. Don't laugh at me either. I walked
Yeah,
right
no,
into
when
a pole.
somebody gets hurt, of course, no. But oh my God, I was I was working in the downtown of my hometown, and there was this huge building that has these walls full of glass that reflects your image, right? So I was going to a meeting, and I was just looking myself at the mirror and walking very
Oh
in a
boy.
hurry, and I didn't and I didn't see that the front of me there was this like line that holds the light. Well,
A
something
light
was in
post,
Right.
front
a
of me, and
lamp
I
post,
just,
or a light post.
yeah, something
Yeah,
like that, and I just tripped
because
with
I
that
was just going
thing,
to
and
tell
I
a similar.
made a fool out of me in such a big way, and everybody around me, all people that I didn't knew. I mean, I laughed with them. I couldn't help but laugh with them because it was so dumb. I don't
It's
know.
really weird
It
because I
was
was just going to tell
super
a really
funny.
similar story about how I walked into a pole, but I did get
Yeah.
hurt. It hit my cheekbone really hard.
Oh my God.
And then
Oh my
and my
God.
friend started laughing at me, and she's like, "How could you have walked right into that thing?" And I go, "Because it looks like it's got a mirror around it. It was chrome." And I'm like, "It looked like it had a mirror around it. So I saw the it didn't look like there was a pole there. It looked like, and I was looking sideways down the aisles. I'm like, what if effing place for a poll. Sorry, I swear a lot when I get passionate, but it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Oh my God, this has been the most well, the most lovable session that we ever had, I guess. Well, I'm going to say for today that I think I'm complete, and I'm going to wish you all a very, very nice and full of laughter day. So if you want to keep sharing stories, I will be hearing, but I'm not gonna share anything else because I'm gonna get busy right now with my work. So I love
We'll
you,
see.
everybody. I really enjoy all of our sessions, even if they are short ones like this one.
I
Thank you
feel
for
the
all
same. I feel the same, Adrian. I feel complete. Isn't that interesting?
yes, yeah, it
Yeah.
is. There's sometimes that we just need a laugh and that's it. We are complete.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. I loved all of you as well. Thank you so much.
I'll bring us right back to I am the home of light and joy and peace. And today, set your reminders every half hour. Stay on top of this one so you can keep this joy and laughter with you all day. And I don't know how fast this week went for you guys, but this week went by in a day for me. It was almost instantaneous. What a great week we had. So I hope it was that way for you. Remember, you are as God created you. Light and joy and peace inside of you and abiding with you today and forevermore. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll be here tomorrow for lesson 113. See you then.
Create a great day. Namaste.
Bye, family.
Thank you so much for coming, Divine, and thanks for the information on the background. I appreciate that. Don't know what's going on, but if anybody
Thanks for
has any
looking
problems
out.
coming up or getting out, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No problem. Have a wonderful day, everybody.